Welcome to another episode of Your Music is Bad, and You Should Feel Bad with Matt and Blake. He's Matt, I'm Blake. Today, we're talking about three new albums, or two albums and an EP. We're going to talk about the new Evergrey. I forgot the title. And we're going to talk about Unleash the Archers, Phantoma, and the Lords of the Trident, the VGEP. I think it might stand for video games. I don't recall.
It might. I don't know, but I probably should have looked into that more because there's certain things I don't know about what's a cover and what's not a cover, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, so I was gonna get into that too. And before we get too far in, I wanted to give a quick shout out. We got some positive feedback in the meat space. I'm told that John and Serena, who are people I've not met but are Matt's friends, think we're doing a good job here. Think I, in particular, am hilarious, and I love having my ego fluffed. So that's fantastic. Hope you guys catch this. Comments, good stuff. Appreciate it. So, all right, what do you got, Matt?
It's good to hear. I know John and Serena well. They've been on the podcast before. Hopefully, will again. All right. Evergrey, Theories of Emptiness.
There you go.
I think it's what it's called. Unleash the Archers. Every time I hear the title, I think of the not Phantom Limb from Venture Brothers, but like his father. Wasn't he called like Phantoma or Phantomas or something?
And then are probably correct.
The two-headed old guys would be like Phantoma, and so every time they mention the title, I think of that. And like that's not helping me take this album any more seriously. And then the Lords of the Trident EP. So let's start with Evergrey.
Sure.
I listened to this album through 2 whole times.
I gave it actually quite a few more listens than that. I found myself enjoying a lot of it, not all of it. There are a couple of things that, well, there's one thing in particular that was just awful, and I skip it every time, and that was the weird, creepy child that needs to blow its nose on the end track. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, it's not like... It's a very anticlimactic
useless
end track, and like
it's awful.
The tracks before it aren't the best, and so it's kind of like, oh, it's over. What is this? Is this some weird intro? No, it's not an intro. It's an outro, and I don't know what that was about.
And there were a couple other tracks that, I mean, Ghost of My Hero. Okay,
yeah,
we're the sappy someone's mourning, and I get, and that's whatever, and that does something for people, but. Do we need it? Do we need it from Evergrey? I'm trying to remember some of the titles of the other songs I didn't like. What's the one with the... the terrible gang vocals on One Heart. At some point, I thought maybe Evergrey was trying out for like Eurovision or something with as cheesy as that got.
Yeah.
I think there was one other song that was very similarly cheesy, kind of towards the end. For me, this album was front loaded.
Yes,
very heavily.
I very much felt the same way.
So
I would say
I did like what was in the front end.
Yeah,
and then it tapered.
The front end is probably the best since I would say Hymns for the Broken. Although mostly that I remember King of Errors, the first track was really good.
Sure.
There's another really good one, and then I don't remember the rest, but I didn't listen to it that carefully. So maybe this is even the best since before that, but I also don't know if like a single track is necessarily better than King of Errors. But Falling from the Sun is really good. I thought Misfortune and Say, To Become Someone, those 3 are pretty decent. Ghost of My Hero, I didn't mind it as much the second time. Like, it's not amazing. It's not the worst, but it's just the kind of sappy ballad thing. But my cutoff, the song We Are the North, is not the best song, but it has... the thing I want to say about this album is that the guitar tone's really good.
Yeah.
And they usually have a good guitar tone, but they had this weird thing where when they started playing, like, when Tom started playing 7 strings, they weren't quite nailing the 7-string tone, and so it was a little flubby. But this album, it's like, it's there, Like, I don't know if they just somebody engineered it so that they just nailed it. They put the mic in the right place. And We Are the North has just like this kind of cha-chunk, cha-chunk kind of thing that it's not like it's a great riff or anything, but it uses that
it's
tone.
Not a bad riff. I
It's okay.
I like the little difference in syncopation and kind of it's like the just the little, like, I don't know, what do you call that?
Bad.
Half note or whatever difference.
Right. But it really takes advantage of that tone. And sometimes that's the thing. If you have really good tone, you can do that. You can play a really simple riff that would not be great necessarily with less good tone, and it doesn't matter because like the tone really sells it. And so my thing was like, I dig the album through We Are the North, and then after that it kind of falls off and I don't care as much. Which is
like
also
The Night Within, which is one of the later tracks.
Which is the one
poppy.
that has Jonas Rensky on it?
That is Rinksa. Jonas Rinksa. I had to double check that too because I was reading it wrong.
I didn't know.
Silent. No.
Just because I took Swedish doesn't mean I know how to pronounce their names.
Something. I don't like it.
Yeah, it was. They made a big deal out of the song because he was on it, and I don't think it like benefited that much from it. And it's not the best. Like, I get what they were trying to go for, but it's just not as good as the earlier tracks.
Well, and it's also guest vocals from Serena England.
Yeah, his daughter.
His daughter. Okay, that's what I was.
Yeah.
Well, mostly those guest vocals, as far as I can tell, were kind of a constant wailing.
He's like backing vocals
throughout.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I didn't really like notice them so much. But but Jonas's vocals
were
are
terrible.
The ones where I was like, oh, it's like, because like I get it. I think he's from Catatonia, right?
Something like that. I didn't look. I should have looked.
The thing about Catatonia is they've always they put me to sleep. I'm like, oh, they're the best named band because they make me catatonic. And like, nice. So that's like, he got someone, like, he sings the similar melodies to Tom, but like lighter and weaker. Worse. Yeah. And there's
extremely nasal.
Yeah. And
unpleasant.
And there's like 20 seconds of like growls, which don't really do much by that point. So like
they're almost into the background.
Tom online built up the guest vocals so much. You won't believe the guy. You're gonna play a game. You're gonna guess who it is. And then by the time the answer was like, that's not doing anything for me. But overall, I liked the album more the second time through, and it was like, it's still not a true like return to form. Like, it's not the Inner Circle or Recreation Day or In Search of Truth or anything, but I was like, oh, I might keep listening to this, you know? And again, it has a few really good tracks up front. Mm-hmm. And it has a really good guitar sound. And that goes a long way for me.
Organ sounds in a few of the tracks, the kind of like old school prog organ. I don't know how else really to describe it. I think most people that would actually listen to us probably know what I mean by that. But they kind of, like the Arion has a lot of that kind of that organy, sort of
like
background.
Maybe like Hammond kind of stuff, or
there
possibly
you go, like a Hammond organ, something like that.
And also, I think they had some like sort of EP like Rhodes kind of sounds. I mean, I don't know exactly what these, but good keyboard sounds in general, because they have a keyboardist, so there's going to be keyboards. It's a question of what patches he picks, and he always uses a lot of string patches to make them sound cinematic and stuff. But it's nice when he changes it up and gets something that fits a song really well and doesn't just sound like he was like, keys on this one? Okay. And like there's a lot of times where he'll just be playing like a high string part and you're like, yeah, this is the usual thing. But there were some good ones on this one.
It was overall a good album. I have some questions about what Evergrey is doing kind of going forward, since the drummer left in the middle of this. They had the whole thing at the end of the video.
He played his last show with them apparently like after that, it was a weird way to announce it, and they didn't even fully announce it. They were just like, we're playing a show. It's a very special show for some reason because one member or something. So yeah, we get it. He's leaving because at the end of the video just stops. Everybody leaves except for him. Then he comes out from behind the kit and comes right up to the camera, has to crouch down on the ground, and then he's like, thank you. And I'm like, okay, man. Like,
props to squat and pieces out.
Right.
It was odd.
He's been in the band a long time, so it is significant in terms of like that's not one of the like positions that's been rotating a lot. I mean, they haven't for a
Sure.
while. They've been a little more stable. They did that whole thing where like a bunch of people left, and then Tom kept going, and then a bunch of those people came back. Like Henrik Dunhage, the other guitar player, who's like guitar solos now I super like recognize. Like I'm super like, oh yeah, there's Henrik. He left for a while, came back. The current bass player is not the super old school one, but he's been with them a while. Johan, of course he's Johan. Like every
you
two out of three
Johans.
people in any Swedish band have to be named Johan. And
Or Henrik, which
and the keyboard player, what is his
Johan.
name? I think he is a Johan.
He would be. Johan or Henrik? Lars? Nils?
It's-
Nils.
Or is it a Johan? Rick? Oh no, it's Rickard.
Oh, sure.
Rickard.
Sure.
But he's been there a while, and he's pretty solid too. He's been he was in Amaranth for a while.
Oh, well.
Oh no,
he
he wasn't. No, he did a guest appearance. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
It's like yeah, don't worry.
Yikes. That was... Because Evergrey gets a little poppy, and then we don't need them to be associated with what is straight up disco metal. Did you notice? I think it was probably Ghost of My Hero, where there's a whole section where it's absolutely just like studio beats.
Yeah,
that's not the band.
I was
anymore.
thinking about that. Well,
They're
no,
not
but you know
playing
what? That's
music
at this
here.
point though. That's like a metal cliche to have the electronic drum break. It's not
Does it
even. That's the
need to
thing.
be?
It's not even weird though. It's been done so much in like prog stuff. But what's weird? But I was thinking about it because I remember that. And I didn't mind it. But what I thought I was like, the problem is the way it's become a cliche and is not in any way genre bending is that it's always just in that one section, and then they go back to the regular drums. It's like, why don't you try some crazy different drums during the rest of the song, maybe, or have the drummer play some triggers or something. I don't know, I've been listening to too much of that 80s all trigger King Crimson.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be the second one.
episode.
You have to re-listen to them apparently.
Yes, I got too into these few things, and there was any number of things going on. Obviously, you had some stuff, I had some stuff. We've had a little bit of a hiatus here, but we're back. I failed to mention that in the beginning, but Bess back with a vengeance.
This time we're gonna try to do
this more regularly.
Yeah.
We'll give her a shot. Anyway, overall positive opinions. We both liked it. I listened to it quite a few times.
I'll probably put it on again. And more so than again any album since Hymns for the Broken.
Yeah,
and I think maybe more. I feel like it's maybe the peaks aren't as high as Hymns for the Broken, but there are maybe more of them. Although maybe not. Maybe I actually should listen. Oh, no, maybe I should listen to Hymns for the Broken again too.
Do the Evergrey retrospective.
Well, I mean, I listened to I still listen to the shit out of In Search of Truth.
Well,
Inner Circle, and I probably should listen to Recreation Day more. But Inner Circle just had like the crushingest guitar tone.
Sure.
And In Search of Truth is the best album about alien abductions ever made.
I forget, was that straight up inspired by the one movie, or was it just?
I don't know if it's inspired by that movie, or it was just like. I mean, it was more. It's based on a Whitley Strieber book.
Oh, is it based on the book? And there's a movie of the book, and there's an album of the one of those kind of deals.
I don't know if they made a movie based on that book.
There was the one horrifying movie back in the 80s. The guy gets the needle in the eye. It's very terrifying.
I don't think it's that one.
Very traumatic.
It's, let's see. Whitley Strieber. See, I didn't remember Whitley Strieber actually had his own experiences. I just remember him as one of the guys who filled in for Art Bell a lot, which is, I assume the album was just based on listening to Art Bell too much. Art Bell Coast to Coast, who was like the less toxic Alex Jones before Alex Jones. I don't even want to compare him to Alex Jones because, with the exception of stuff he posted online after he retired, he was never as much of a lunatic. He was much more just like a radio guy who was like, "Ooh, that's weird, that's crazy stuff." I don't know. Maybe it could be true.
Fire in
could
the
be not
Sky was the movie I was trying to think of.
Yeah, no, that was the more crazy sensational one. But In Search of Truth has the ring of a true conspiracy theorist, I guess I want to say, like somebody who's like familiar with the lore, who I guess it's just based on Whitley Strieber's book though, which makes sense. But it's like Whitley Strieber's like an old school. His book came out in '87. He used to be a guest on Coast to Coast, and then I think for a while he took over when Art Bell was out. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's good.
All right. Well, anyway, I think we got that pretty well covered. Yeah. Overall, positive reviews. Good job, Evergrey. Going the right direction. Tom's a lot less divorced, apparently.
Literally, he's remarried,
yes,
and and he posted about his anniversary the other day. I was like, oh yeah, he's post-divorce. He's post-divorce.
Post-divorce core.
But maybe that's why the album's less divorce core.
That would make a lot of sense.
Apparently, he was like 3 straight albums about it.
Well, I did want to ask one more other thing, because we briefly talked about We Are the North. Yeah. So kind of the thematics, the writing, the lyrics of We Are the North, he's talking about somebody, presumably Northman of some kind, hanging on to like old traditions, and that's bad. And it seems like he's trying to talk about like something which is presumably going on in Sweden. Do you know any controversy where like the north of Sweden is being problematic? Because I don't. Because I'm not maybe up on Swedish
I assume by
politics.
We Are the North, he just means like Sweden in general, because, you know, those Scandinavian countries are always considered they're northern countries.
Sure. But they're also usually considered a lot like more progressive than a lot
but
of the
maybe
world.
He's talking about the people who feel that being those kind of right-wing attitudes, conservative attitudes, are more in line with like traditional Scandinavian, like going way back, thing. Like and they think they're like Vikings and crap, and then they I don't know, I didn't even get that deep into it, but but I know there are like there were like manosphere YouTubers from Sweden, but it's very much not the sort of mainstream, and they think they're like, oh, they're rebelling against the wokeness or whatever, but that would make sense if it was just like, but I don't think it was that specific, like the north of Sweden. I could be wrong. I'm just guessing.
I was just kind of trying to figure out where it was coming from. Just
my guess is he's just saying like
context.
People who want to say, oh, we're supposed to be like this because we're, Vikings or whatever. But
clearly, best examples of the species.
You can't be a Viking and have health care. So.
Oh. Yikes.
Okay,
it's
so
fine. Anyway,
let's talk about Lords of the Trident, because I have more thought. I have thoughts on Unleash the Archers, but they're more brief. I didn't listen to it as much.
I listened to that quite a few times too. But sounds like you listened to the VGEP quite a bit. And I give that a few spins.
Again, like twice. I really didn't have that much time that I was in. I had a surprising amount of time in the car recently, but
our listening is some great listening.
It is. Hopefully, I'll be doing more. I don't have a car. I'm borrowing a car, and it could die at any minute. But and I have to plug a cable in to make the sound go into it. But the upside of that is when I use high-res audio, either streaming or by playing the WAV files that I downloaded from Lords of the Trident from the Patreon thing, because part of the reason I even realized there was is that I get the high-res audio into the car audio because I don't have to Bluetooth it, so I'm not losing a bunch of resolution. So it sounds extra good because I'm actually plugging it in and getting the actual, you know what I mean? Like if you high-res, like I actually canceled Spotify, which I hadn't done before, but I restarted. I was using Apple for a minute, and then I went back to Amazon because the iTunes, I still thought I had to use iTunes on Windows, and that's a garbage app. And the whole point of having high-res from either Apple or Amazon is so when I'm home and I have my speakers, I can listen to high-res and actually, again, experience it. Because it makes a little difference on a phone, But if I'm using like Bluetooth headphones, it's a lot of it gets lost and it just can't possibly be transmitted. But anyway, so I'm currently using Amazon, and I was like, oh, also in the car, since I'm using just like plugging in to the phone, I'm actually getting more of my high-res audio, and that was nice. And the reason I knew there was an EP from Lords of the Trident is it came in the mail, because I always forget that I was at the Patreon tier where they send you stuff occasionally. And I was like, what is this? Lords of the Trident? And then it was a disc, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? Put it in a disk drive? What? And I could have done that, but there's one around. I just have to like a USB one around. I have to plug into stuff. But instead I was like, oh wait, look, I can download the files. And so I did that instead. And again, they're the same resolution. And those I put on my phone and was able to listen to in the car. It sounded really good. And nice. So that's my main. So actually, remember, my first reaction was like, I don't know if the mastering is as good, but I don't know if that might just been the car, because I listened to it at home. It's like, it's a little more bass heavy.
I feel like it was probably the car.
Yeah, because after listening to it a couple more times, even in the car, and maybe just like tweaking the bass a little bit, like I think there is more bass. I think it's maybe more aggressively mastered, which I don't always like. But once I gave it a few listens, it started working for me. And the thing is, a sort of repeating theme from the Evergrey album, the guitar tones
were really good.
Really good.
Yep.
And I have a theory as to why. I was going to look it up and find out the truth before I just started talking about it. Well, what fun would that be? I just didn't
God, no,
get
we
around
absolutely
to it.
need some reckless speculation. So what do you got?
Not only are the guitar tones really good, but both of them sound really good. I think, okay, so I know, at least up until recently, I know Brian was using Axe Effects, which is great, but you got to dial it in. You got to sometimes, even someone who normally has really good guitar tone, you got the Axe Effects, you got to really tweak it, dial it in. Sometimes it's like the cab sim thing you use really makes the final difference. And I remember seeing, maybe on a live stream, or maybe it was Mad with Power, I don't know. I remember seeing a 5150, the current third generation modern 5150, I think on Aki's side. And listening to this album, I was like, if they both had suddenly decided to use the 5153, and also had somebody like miking it up real good, this is probably what it would sound like. Because it's just one of those amps that it's not too hard to dial in, but once you get it dialed in, like, it's that same thing I was talking about, that Evergrey song. You can play the dumbest riff and it just rules, because it's just like, and that was the kind of tone they had. And it was not a lot of effects and stuff like that. And so, because you don't need them, and it'll just get in the way. It'll just kind of weaken the power of the tone. So that is my theory, is that they both, at least for this album, just use the 5150. It's 5150 Mark III, because it's not, and it's made by a different company than the original. But like, it basically, the original 5150 is one of the most classic metal amps. It, I believe, is what was used on In Search of Truth by Evergrey.
Oh, sure.
The later Evergrey stuff, I believe they're using Bogner amps, including, I think, Inner Circle, which I think was their best, at least classic tone. And but the third version of the 5150, made by the EVH brand, which is actually owned by Fender, I think really perfected, like, the old 5150s. They were a little inconsistent, and sometimes people have to put a pedal in front of them, tighten them up. You don't have to do that with the modern one. It just rules. And so at some point we'll find out if this is true. Maybe, actually, I was what I was thinking about as I was driving around, and then I completely forgot, I was like, oh yeah, I could just like message them and ask. I could just I
talked to Brian at Milwaukee Metal Fest. I could have asked him, had I known to ask him about this. But
I was like, that reminds me, we got to talk about Ty at Sonic Symphony too. We'll do that after the other stuff, because maybe it'll be a separate episode depending on how long it takes.
Review the Metal Fest, talk about the Sonic.
Very interesting, very interesting.
I got to talk about the meat space is what we got to talk about.
Yeah, but like, I was like, oh yeah, I should just message those guys and ask what the amp is. But I didn't. So stay tuned for the next episode, by which time maybe we will have asked them about this to find out if we were just making stuff up. Because sometimes we like to make stuff up.
Yeah. I mean, no. What are you talking about?
Which reminds me, I was supposed to issue a correction for the Judas Priest episode where I repeatedly said that Andy Sneap had produced Painkiller. He did not remotely.
No.
Maybe I imagined that because I felt like his sound was heavily inspired by it. But yeah, no, I just got that one wrong. But
do we have a shout out to somebody who told us otherwise? And that
actually, yes.
And our take is bad and our info is bad and we should feel bad.
Yes, Matt Belusic said it on Facebook, aka the Mighty Matto Warrior, because all people named Matt have to have some weird name thing.
Matt's in your names.
Yeah, it's a thing. I don't know. I think it's because we're named Matt, and so they're like, you need to. Pretty simple name. Gotta spice things up.
Never let it be said that we will not eat shit on air when we're.
Yeah, it's Chris Sangarides.
Oh, I don't know him at all.
Yeah, but that's what.
He did a good job.
He did some other stuff. He did some Angra. I wonder what Angra he did.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, no,
it all comes full circle.
Totally got that one wrong. But no, it's actually I want to make a more regular thing of, because it's happened before, and I need to make the note, and then the next episode put on a correction, and then that'll encourage people to listen to more episodes. Because when they're like, "That's wrong," they'll have to listen to the next episode to see if I admitted it. And then leave a comment.
Said my name on the internet. I'm famous.
Yeah, if I say something blatantly wrong, tell me, and I will shout you out on the next episode and correct it. There will be
this is why we need to work with things that we're not like calling facts, just all speculation. Just everything we're dealing with is speculation, so we can't be wrong because we're guessing.
There are things we know sometimes.
We try to, but.
Oh yeah, and Chris Sangarides also co-wrote "A Touch of Evil" on Painkiller.
Well,
it's impressive. That's a good song.
It is a good song.
Yeah, apparently I read something when I was reading up on how wrong I was. I saw this, and it was like it was partially like a song he already had. They kind of reworked it, but it fit very well. Very good song.
Good stuff. Thanks, Chris.
So the VGEP, now I really want. Okay, I know that obviously Valerie is a cover. Steve Winwood cover.
Great song.
Great song cover. And really well done metal cover. Like I can be like so nitpicky about metal covers because so many of them are so lazy and not interesting. And it's like, with all the metal things you could do with this, there's that one dude, Frog. I was gonna
the Frog Leap Studios.
Yeah, and
Leo, I'm gonna say Mastercholi. That's not correct, but it's close enough.
Yeah, Leo.
It's definitely Leo.
Leo
Mastercholi. It's something.
Leo
that's not far off.
Marocchio, something like that. So
Ennio Morricone. It's not him either.
No. But yeah, that's his whole gig on YouTube, and good for him. And like, they don't sound bad, but they are all the same. Like, it's really the same formula.
Oh, God, yeah.
And which, again, I guess you got to crank them out constantly for YouTube, fine. But like, it partially what killed my joy for like metal covers of non-metal songs is so many of these just like predictable ones that I no longer. It used to be like, oh, someone did a metal cover of a song that's not metal. I gotta hear that. And like Blind Guardian did like several good ones. They did
Leo Maracchioli, by the way. I was not very far off with Mastercholi.
Yeah. No, close enough. Like Blind Guardian has some of the best metal. Like they did Mr. Sandman,
which is utterly fantastic.
One of the best, just one of the best metal covers of a non-metal song ever.
If there's anyone listening who has not heard that, right after you're done enjoying our wonderful program here, go listen to that. It's fantastic.
And there's a video. There's a real good video too. Go on YouTube, watch the Sandman, Mr. Sandman video. That's like, okay, at least I've accepted that whenever there's some obscure or even semi not obscure metal song that is extremely appropriate for a TV show, that they won't use it unless it's like super mainstream. But like, people who are like, oh, they should put Blind Guardian in Lord of the Rings movies, and it's like, but they're not gonna.
No,
And
it's not gonna fit.
or not even, well, you put on the sound. No, I mean, granted, no, that they didn't even do any of that kind of stunt soundtracking with that one, but and they weren't going to. But and also that's probably good because the actual Lord of the Rings Blind Guardian song is not one of my favorites.
I mean, don't they have about 100 Lord of the Rings songs?
No, they have one. They have a full album about the Silmarillion.
Oh,
and they have,
yes, I was using Lord of the Rings in the general sense.
No, they have one literal Lord of the Rings song, and it's the worst of that subgenre of theirs because it's not terrible, but it's just.
Well, hey, they're gonna make a Silmarillion movie, so no time like the present.
Are they really?
Yep, 100%. Starting to see promo stuff about it.
I mean, that would be much better than all the stuff they've been doing.
I've heard that it's once again going to be about 3 movies or so. And again, the internet is deep and dark and full of lies.
Yeah, because
so I could have read something stupid. It's possible.
I also could be wrong, but I heard that the company doing all the current stuff, I thought they didn't have the rights for some reason to the Silmarillion. But maybe. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
It's Peter Jackson is
That's
gonna,
the dude.
because he's, well, I mean, I'd be excited, except he also did the Hobbit movies. So,
I mean, he's done all of the movies. It was always going to be Peter Jackson.
Right. Well, he didn't do the TV show. He didn't do the stupid ass TV show.
There was a TV show.
Yeah, that's my point. Is they've been doing nonsense. Amazon, they don't have the rights to everything, but they bought enough rights to make a stupid Lord of the Rings show that is based on nothing. It's based on an appendices in between books. And it was terrible. And they spent $1 billion on it. They spent so much even though everyone hated the first season, season 2 is still coming out because they already did it.
In for a penny,
is real bad.
pound.
But that's cool. I would be cautiously optimistic about a Silmarillion movie because it is.
I've heard it's going to be a trilogy, which again, it's actually going to be.
It literally doesn't matter because there's no through story. It's like a history book, so it's like a bunch of little vignettes.
But it's also a ton of vignettes and stories and stuff.
Yeah,
so a trilogy would.
And there's a little
sense.
there's obviously characters who kind of weave through it, but no, I mean that's actually why I'm optimistic because it's almost like he did a really good job with Lord of the Rings. This is a huge tangent. The Hobbit, he he wanted the Hobbit to be more like Lord of the Rings, which is stupid. Should have just made the Hobbit into the Hobbit and had it be in one movie and have it be in the spirit of the Hobbit. But Silmarillion is darker in some ways than Lord of the Rings and more mythological, and so it could actually be cool because I think it'd almost be harder to mess up. He just needs to maintain the style, and it's not like the story's not gonna come. It's a bunch of stories. Who gives a crap?
Right.
Just give me
and not
Morgoth
have the awful looking dwarves because the dwarf design was really terrible.
Yeah, but
fix that and I'll be fine.
But now I am going to complain that they should use Nightfall and Middle Earth for it because that's the one
that was my original point.
Now I get what you were. I was like, what are you talking about? Really? But yeah, they do. Okay, so interesting. Good to know. I learn things on the podcast. Very useful.
Yep.
So, what the? We were talking about Lords of the Trident. Okay, wrong lords. Wrong lords of something else. So, really good guitar tones. Valerie was really good. I need to look up what I'm pretty sure that there's at least 1 or 2 original songs because I don't think the Ballad of John Milwaukee is a cover.
Sure didn't sound like it. But all of these things, if not covers, sounded like they were referencing something pretty specific.
Yeah.
A lot of racing themes here, and my concern is given what Ty is doing with his spare time, this might be related to a certain speedy little.
I don't think it's like a Sonic song. I could be wrong, but
I feel like a lot of this is very Master of Speed.
I mean, maybe, but he didn't play Master of Speed at Sonic Symphony.
Well, I'm worried that he's getting just very into the Sonic verse.
Yeah, but okay, we'll get to that. But so I'm pretty sure To Kill a God is original. They put out a video for that and everything. Ballad of John Milwaukee is original. The Tesla coil. Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't either.
It sounds cool.
But
I don't know.
He's had the thumbnail up for it on the single. Master of Speed, I'm pretty sure is original. my stupid nitpick is that when you write a song about speed, it's supposed to be real fast, and I don't think it was like
I have the
that
exact
fast.
same nitpick.
Not a bad song. It just wasn't
paced.
like usually like I think there's like a Stradivarius song called like Speed of Light or something. It's always supposed to be like it's supposed to be like you're like the fastest tempo you've ever played. I don't know. It's fine. It's a decent song. It's not bad. And then Jet Set City. Parts. Jet Set City is one that made me wonder if it's based on a video game or something.
That also felt,
because isn't there literally Jet Set Radio is a game, and so I wonder, like, is this a song from Jet Set Radio? I've never played it. Also, something about the riffs with that tone, it reminded me of Coheed, but I could see like a video game song if you played it with that tone, sounding like Coheed. So I'd have to do some research to find out what the truth is. We may never know.
In a perfect world, we won't do any research, and someone in the comments section will tell us.
Just tell us.
We will shout you out on the next show, and it will be great because we will have to do less work, and the truth will come out.
Or we could ask Ty, but
yes, again, ask the source, but
yeah,
we got options.
So overall, this is a really good EP. Like I enjoyed this EP so much. Like I didn't even like realize it was inspired by. It says inspired by our favorite video games. I don't even know. Oh, To Kill. Maybe it's okay. I could see how. To Kill God could be based on a game like all the Final Fantasy games where you kill God and so like JRPGs in general.
I feel like
Master of Speed. Maybe that's their song about Sonic. Like it's not in the Sonic. He's like his contribution to the Sonic verse. And he's hoping to get it.
There are riffs in it that felt very
hoping to get it on the
inspired too. I suspect if it's not using it, it's awfully close.
Hoping to get it on the next tour. Obviously, Valerie is not from a video game.
Nope.
And I don't know what game the Ballad of John. Oh wait. No, I do. I just remembered one of Ty's streams that I actually watched. There was a character called John Milwaukee. I think it was. It may not have been Road Rash, but it was a Road Rash type game where like you're on like bikes and hitting people on bikes and something. So now, oh my god, that solved it. I just thought I remembered him making a joke about it. I couldn't remember where it was from, and just this moment, I remembered it was a video game on one of his streams. Well done. And I thought it was a good like silly ballad of some guy, John Milwaukee, 8 foot tall. John Milwaukee put you right through. Yeah, on a bike since he could crawl. Yeah, because it was a racing game, and there's a guy called John Milwaukee, and obviously, being from Wisconsin, he thought it was very funny.
Yep. Well, that's how that goes.
So yeah, okay, we solved some mysteries, but there are still some that you can solve for us at home. If you leave a comment or send us an electronic mail or a DM or a post, I don't know, or use whatever stuff.
Matt, because I don't tweet.
Yeah, but don't. I mean, I'm still on there, but actually now, I don't even want to admit it yet because I still don't think it's like that.
No.
I'm on Threads. Threads is. No, it's just a new There's three Twitter. No, there's more than 3 Twitters, but I've used 3 Twitters.
I've heard there's a Mastodon. I'm also not on that.
I'm not a No, Mastodon can eat it. Mastodon is, unfortunately, I thought Blue Sky was going to be like the better version of Mastodon, but I'm starting to not be sure that's going to be true. But unfortunately, Threads is also like if you use a bad word, it'll be like, sure you want to use that word, buddy? You sure you want to post that? Because some people get mad about it. And so it doesn't want you to swear and stuff, which sucks. So I just do all my swearing on Twitter.
Perfect. All this, which is to say, that's a great lead in to Phantoma, which is
my God, yeah.
about an AI's experience of something, and they got all kinds of shit in the internets because people thought, oh my God, AI, they're gonna use AI to write music and everything's gonna be stupid and bad, and they did use some AI in a video and it wasn't good.
And they used it to write some lyrics.
Did they?
But you can't tell because all the lyrics are dumb on the whole album. So I don't know which ones the computer wrote because they're already just like, oh man, that is some cheesy cliche sci-fi metal writing. And it seems to be, again, I didn't get that deep into it. And I think I only got through the whole thing once. But
Let's do it quite a few times because again, I had 8-10 hours of driving.
yeah, I think you're driving more than I was, but
Yeah, quite a bit.
I'll be driving more this weekend, but I won't be listening to those albums because I don't have to now. But
highs and lows on this again. There are some good tracks there. I like Gods in Decay. I like Human Era.
If you like Unleash the Archers, it's not. They had their like two much better albums. It's not like it's worse than those. Well, no, sorry. It's not like it's worse. It's not like it's back to the worst stuff before those, is what I should say.
The production is still very good.
Yeah,
which would be maybe
right,
the
which,
thing that you
that's
could compare to the early albums.
Right.
It's tight,
no. Also, the writing
good.
was also much worse on the early albums. Like the song, there weren't like riffs very much. It was like they, I don't know, they figured something. I think they did a better job of copying the stuff they like on the two really good albums. Because I remember certain songs where I was like, oh, this is a Symphony X song. This sounds like so and so. So like a lot of that, but that's not terrible. There were worse things. And there were some decent tracks. It does sound good. It is, the production is still good, but it clearly is like, right? You said there's like an artificial intelligence, which is apparently also a robot. At least at the
you gotta have
video.
an AI robot, otherwise it can't interact with the
right. Then you
space,
might have to actually think about what AI is,
today.
but no, it just has to be like a robot person. It was the idea of AI, and then like it serves humanity, but it doesn't want to serve humanity, and like learns to not serve humanity or something like that.
That's the whole Gods in Decay song. This is not the human race.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. I don't know.
I
I didn't get the whole story.
Yeah, I don't want to get the whole story. It really just every single lyric that I couldn't like coherently understand, I was like, oh yeah, is it? Maybe I'll be free. I'm a slave to the humans, and it's like you. And when they got the flack for the AI video and the AI lyrics, especially, which I think was just worse for the fact that it was about AI. Like they did the album about it. They thought it was, of course it makes sense. There's AI. We'll do an album about AI, and we'll do that. But then defense was like, we're not experts. We didn't like do any research or like read anything about it. It's not like there's like a million articles about what AI is or does these days. We didn't do anything. Which is what it sounds like. It sounds like they just listened to old metal albums already about AI and then did like a cheesier version of that. And that's why I'm not interested, because it's like, if you're going to do an album about AI now, it kind of needs to be, it's a different time. It's not like the 80s where people were just like,
it's still power metal.
Okay,
I feel like power metal doesn't have to look carefully at what AI is or does. I feel like it can still lean on some of the cliches. I think it's allowed.
Then your argument is it's okay for power metal to be bad.
My argument is that it's okay for power metal to be cheesy.
But it's not just cheesy. It's like the lyrics are also bad though. It's like they're cheesy but bad, and like the story is therefore like literally just did nothing surprised me about it. It was like album about robots by numbers, and I don't know, maybe if you listen to it more, you figure out more of the story, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe someone will be like, actually what happens at the end is that but I doubt it. I'm guessing the machine learns to be more human, or the humans learn to be more machine. I don't know, who gives a crap. Like that's
think
the thing. I just couldn't care.
I think the machine becomes part like in the real space and is here to kick everything's ass because the humans fucked up.
So a robot.
That's what I'm getting out of it.
But I thought they were a robot from the beginning, because they were like the world is too harsh.
No, they're an AI from the beginning.
But the humans can't survive like on the surface or outside world or whatever, and so that's what they need the robots for.
I think the AI is just an AI in like code,
just helping their
buried
like,
in
environment.
Code, song buried in code. As far as I can tell, it's like running processes.
Right, because they have to make it like the song where it becomes aware. Right. But that's the point. Is like it's like I'm trying to think of like a parallel example of like this made sense in the 80s, but if you write the same kind of album now, it's dumb because things have changed.
Do you want to talk about Queensryche?
Pretty much, because Queensryche also like people. Right, people
that's
try
what
to
I'm saying. I think that's
make the
what you're
same
looking for.
Well, no. Well, Queensryche did a better job. I mean, granted, it was also dumb, but again, like they did Screaming in Digital, NM156. You know, they already did the cyber dystopia stuff but those were 2 songs and they're good. And I think the closest to them being dumb and cheesy was the rest of The Warning, because there's clearly some stuff and they're like, oh, it was like, you know, they gave up on the concept, but that's probably good because it was going to be dumb, but it didn't matter because the songs are so good, and it like hadn't been done a million. I mean, Judas Priest had already done it, but like not everybody else. But now like a lot of people have done that.
Right.
It's been a long time. It is not the 80s. So like now, if someone's going to do like an AI thing, like it just has to, you got a little something to set it apart, or like, or you're just doing like if you make a mafia movie, there's been a lot of mafia movies. And so in order for someone to be like, why would I watch this mafia movie? Either they're just someone who loves mafia movies and will watch any mafia movie, or what makes it stand out has to be something. They just made AI robot album in the same way that you would just make a mafia movie that has nothing about it that stands out. It makes me go, oh, that's an interesting take on. No, there's no interesting take. And the thing is, there's AI quote in quotes happening right now. People have opinions about it. People have thoughts about it. You should have done some research. You should have read some think pieces or something, formed an opinion that maybe it could have been an allegory. And so it's not an allegory. There's no allegory. It's just like, what if there was a robot in the futures? And like, you know, so I can't care. I can't possibly care about it.
That's fair.
And
I want to give him credit for having like a third concept album in a row, if nothing else. I mean, at least they're sticking to albums that are, even if it's maybe lazy for what they're doing with it, at least they are putting out some stories instead of just generic, here's another power metal song, here's another power metal song. No, at least they're stringing them together in a way that
sure, but like
makes some kind of sense.
What was Abyss about?
Abyss and Apex were all kind of one thing.
That's right, they're related. Okay, but that's just like the Rhapsody formula. Like Rhapsody, where they're just like, it continued the same story for 5 albums based on our D&D game. Like, but it doesn't make it any good though. You can, if you really don't care about making a quality concept album, you can make all the concept albums you want. Sure. No one has to notice or care.
But who's making a whole bunch of concept albums anymore? Like, I don't see a lot of that happening.
That's the point. Most people can only make one.
And that's so I think 3 was good.
No, it's worse, because at least if you only make one, you're going to put something into it. Like, you know what? This is our concept album. We have a story to tell this time. We got to really form it. But if you're just going to be like like, there are rare bands who can do a lot of concept albums and they're good, like Evergrey, Pain of Salvation, multiple concept albums in different concepts, good concept albums. Ironically, I want to use Coheed as a counterexample, because while there's a story to it, it's like the story just kind of keeps
all the way throughout. It's ongoing.
But then they concluded it and did a different one. Like they finished, but like I didn't. Yeah. I recently dug back into it to try to figure out like what the story was and like what actually happened. And it's weird, and it goes in weird directions, because
I thought the last few were more of the story, or like going back further in the story or something.
No, they did, but they first finished it.
Oh well,
did a different story, then went back to the main one and did like the final piece of that one or something like that. But that's the point. You can just keep going forever, and like some of it's interesting, but I always felt like the story was a little all over the place. And like, again, if you just decided it's a concept band, that was the whole thing. Coheed is a concept band. The whole band is about Coheed. So every album has to be a concept album. And so therefore, it can just like go, it can just be like, because of that, you can see like at different points is like, he just takes weird turns because that's just what he feels like doing. There's no like, it's the same way that like obviously Pain of Salvation example, when Perfect Element Part 1 came out, he had a bunch of ideas about what Perfect Element Part 2 is going to be, but he was like, oh, it's got to be real special, so I don't want to take it lightly. When he finally got around to doing it, he didn't do any of that crap, because it was like, he probably thought he was gonna have more money by then or something, like have a bunch of like orchestras and shit. But then it was just, it was like a rough point in the band, and it was just like, let's just do part of this. Surprise, it's part 2. And we're like, oh, that wasn't what I expected it to be. Okay, whatever, never mind. But that's what happens, because unless you specifically are like, this is the concept, the whole thing, 1, 2, 3, and then like they didn't plan out Abyss when they were writing Apex back to Unleash the Archers. They just were like, let's just continue the story. And I still don't know what any of that story is, because other than like something about cleansing bloodlines, which is like, you better have a good story song about cleansing bloodlines.
Man, I've got a pretty good grasp on what the whole story is, but I've also listened to those albums quite a bit. What's
the general premise?
The general gist of it. All right. There are a few kind of important characters, one throughout.
Is it sci-fi or fantasy, first of all?
Both. The first album is more fantasy. The second album is more sci-fi.
Oh, is it like in the future of the fantasy world?
So the main character running throughout is the Immortal. And
of course,
because he's immortal, he exists in the older thing, which is more fantasy because it's a long fucking time ago. And then he exists more in the future, in space, because he's still immortal. But everything has gone away because he's immortal and not everything else is. So in like the first album, I don't know if it's actually gendered. It doesn't matter. The Thing is kind of doing the bidding of this very powerful, I forgot the matriarch. He's doing the bidding of the matriarch because she has something over him, and that's cleansing the bloodlines. Is the Immortal is rounding up her sons and stuff to do this ritual so she can eat them and be like fairly immortal and continue her powers or whatever. And that all happens, and that's fine. And at the end of it, the Immortal's like, "Thank God, I'm done with that shit. I'm going back to bed." Yeah, that's kind of what
does the Immortal stop her? Wait,
no, he does. He just helps her do bidding and goes back to bed.
Okay, so
as far as I can tell,
do you see why that's kind of a bad story in a way?
No, it's fine. Shut up.
Okay. All right.
Well, it does is it allows the Immortal to carry on into the next thing, which is suddenly it's a lot in the future and shit has gone away. And now I have maybe a looser grasp on the story in the second one, but he's trying to save these souls. Something died in some way, shape, or form. It was his fault, and he's trying to liberate these souls, space souls, from some variety of oppression of some more cosmic bad guy. And I think at the end he kind of beats the more cosmic bad guy with the help of these various souls. So like the first album is kind of, well, I did the thing and that was bad and it sucked, but at least I am done with this now. And then the other one is he wakes up and, whoa, this is weird. Everything's fucking gone. And there's all these bad things that I did, but I can maybe kind of redeem myself against this bigger bad. In a very general sense, that's kind of how I understand it.
Okay.
Go ahead and tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Absolutely tell me that.
I have questions, but I also don't know if I care about the answers.
Good enough.
Yeah. It sounds like a power metal album.
Well, two of them.
That's for sure.
Definitely two of them. It's fine. There's some good tracks in there, though. There's some powerful vocal performances in those albums. And this one, not maybe as much.
Yeah.
It's got good production. The guitar tone's still good. Brittany sounds good. Everything sounds good. It's just I can understand the words sometimes, and that's a problem.
Phantoma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
there's a whole song about biomes. Green and Glass is about biomes.
Yeah, I recognize that one from the video because I think that was
is not one I liked. I did not.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
It's fine. They can't all be winners. They had some really good albums. They gotta have a down album.
Plus it's the track is spelled PH4/NT0MA. Yeah. It's like leet speak.
Well, I think that's the quote unquote name of the AI.
Right.
but it's like derived from some chunk of code or whatever. It's
Supposed
bullshit,
to mean
of course,
something, but it doesn't, and just happens to spell Phantoma. So that. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, that's it is what it is. If I was a person who liked Unleash the Archers more, I might be into it.
It's not as good as the last two. It's not as bad as people feared. It's somewhere in the middle.
I mean,
it's worth giving a few spins.
Yeah, and they didn't. The thing about AI lyrics. Okay, the thing about the video is, it looked like every AI video, and that's the problem with most AI videos up until maybe some of the newer things that are coming out now. Is that mostly, they just take footage. Either you generate some random crap that looks like a hallucination, or you take footage, run it through the AI, and it looks like a hallucination. Basically,
right.
Most AI videos just look like you're tripping on something or other, and it's like the computers have really figured out what it looks like to trip balls. So the video is pretty like, I just don't like how they look anyway. But the thing is, what I learned when I told ChatGPT to write song lyrics is that it can write passable song lyrics. But like, I think if you're any good at writing song lyrics, you should be like, oh, I could have done this better. Like, you see the lyrics and you're like, yeah, it's okay, but I would. And people are like, oh, it's supposed to be a jumping off point. I'm like, okay, but for songwriting, why don't you just jump off and write a song? Like, what is you don't need a computer to write you an outline of a song. It's not that complicated. There's not that many words in a song. I get when people are like, oh, I just have to like write an outline for a script or a video. Like, I've heard some people, there's certain applications of AI that are useful and aren't completely being computer
morally bankrupt,
make art bankrupt for me. Yeah. Or like, computer make music. I'm a musician. Like, that's the thing that people are most mad about. But the truth is, like, in a much less severe way than what they're mad about. They're like, oh, it's because it's stealing. It's like trained on all the people's works, and so it's all derivative. But like, technically, that's also what humans do. Is just that we have some ability to combine things in a way that people haven't maybe heard outside of our brain yet. And the AI is entirely using things it's heard and like piecing them together pretty much in ways you have seen. And so it tends to like, and it's going to get better. And like, there's starting to be like AI music that sounds like music, and you can tell it to like spit out a metal song. It's not gonna be great, but it might sound like a metal song. And so really, it's like, if you're like a really bad metal band, you should be worried, because they'll be the easy, like DJs will probably be the first completely replaced by AI. Like, if anybody can be replaced by AI, with the exception of their like the human component of standing there and being like, and like inappropriately hitting on people, and
sure.
We're
just talking completely out your ass, and that's our job.
Yeah, right. No, that's what podcasters are for.
Right.
But yeah, so like it's all over the place, and people should be talking about it. There are probably interesting things to say about it, none of which are on the Unleash the Archers album. That's my main problem. Other than that, like, it's not as good as their last two albums, but it's not terrible if that's your thing. That's as much as I really should say about it.
Nothing else, it's a clean, fun listen through a power metal album. It ain't gonna hurt you. It's not gonna blow your mind. It's just mostly positive.
Don't listen too close to the lyrics if you care about it.
Some of them might be made by a robot.
No, not even that, because again, I can't tell which ones are, because they're all like, that's again, maybe they should have more AI written lyrics, because maybe I'll be like, ooh, who wrote the lyrics on this song? This is interesting. And they'll be like, that was a computer.
That's probably enough of that though. So, but next time we gotta get some follow up on maybe some of the information we're missing. We gotta do the red, or the red was one of the albums.
King Crimson. No, red is a different era. Discipline.
No, I thought that's what
there's a beat era version of the song Red.
Is it beat?
Yeah, Beat
Yeah,
is the band, is the half tribute, half the band.
Steve Vai,
Steve
some
Vai.
guy,
Okay,
some other
so
guy.
Adrian Belew and Tony Levin, who were actually in King Crimson in that era, and then Steve Vai playing for Robert Fripp, and Danny Carey of Tool instead of Bill Bruford, right?
There you go. Yep. Nice.
Yes.
I'm glad your memory works, because mine, some days.
I'll prepare. I listened to the crap out of those albums. We're definitely going to do an
this
episode
got in
on
the
it.
way,
You refresh. I'll just listen to them more because I love them now, which is great because the tickets are insanely.
They are really expensive.
Well, it's that thing where like, because it's like Ticketmaster has built-in scalping now, they just immediately were sold and are now for resale. There's plenty of tickets available.
Oh yeah,
they're just for like screw you prices.
Right.
Somebody made a good point to me, which is that it's not till October. At the last minute, I'm gonna make another attempt to get tickets and go because I really do want to go. I got all excited. I got into this I was saving King Crimson from a midlife crisis. And I decided that to open the door just to this one era, because it was containable. It was just 3 albums. Turns out there's not even that much King Crimson. Like I thought there was way more. Now that I've kind of like gone through like my friend of mine, Brooks, who I'd like to get on the podcast, but every time I ask him, he's like, I don't have anything to say about that. I'm like, we just talked about it. Like, and you say you don't have anything to say about it. Just say everything you just said again. Maybe I should just stop. I should refuse to have conversations with him about music. I'll be like, podcast or nothing. But he knows more than I do about. He was into this era of King Crimson, so we talked about it a bunch. We talked about my bachelor.
So he had his midlife crisis. Good.
I mean, I think he got into it maybe a long time ago. I don't know. Maybe he probably but he probably crisis. No. His midlife crisis was buying the last Charvel from my store before we closed. Before we ran out of guitars, he got a really good deal on a pretty nice Charvel that I had been playing in the studio. In the repair shop. But yeah, so we'll do an episode on that. And apparently, one of the later eras of King Crimson, Adrian Belew came back. It was like that lineup again, but different kind of music. And so I got to get into that next, probably. Brooks was pointing me towards that, but that'll be a whole other thing. I'm still not rushing into the rest of the King Crimson. I'm just going to keep chugging those 3 albums. They're really good. And I'll say nothing else about it because it'll be a separate episode.
10-4. Also, in upcoming episodes, we're probably going to start talking about new and upcoming Leprous. There's a video out. That's all I know so far. There is a new Vola video out with more material, presumably soon. So look forward to those because those are bands we like, and hopefully they don't do more stupid. Well, in Leprous' case, more stupid stuff. We'll see. Stay tuned. Might be awful, but that's what you're here for.